don't have access to the animals, we couldn't study them. We can't see whether or not they have antibodies to this virus. We can't see whether or not they have active virus shedding at the time that they were used for meat or what have you.
But that market outbreak was much later. Many suggest that if you look at the latest reports these days, there were already much earlier cases than the outbreak happening at the market.
It's more nuanced, I think, than the way it's been portrayed. That doesn't mean that it could not have started at the market. It could have started at the market, resulted in human-to-human transmission, and at a later date, people went back and said, aha, the whole thing starts in the market, and it started on this day, when in fact it might have started way back here, right? That's what I'm saying. It started with wildlife, somehow. Maybe it was wildlife in that market, maybe it was wildlife in a different market, I don't know. But my guess would be that it started in something like that. A wildlife market, somebody came into contact with wildlife who became infected, is then amplified, right, someplace in humans, and then became better adapted, and is now spreading human to human. Now I absolutely agree, human-to-human transmission is the problem, and this is what we need to address.
There have been certain drugs people have been talking about, whether it is Chinese medicine, which has become quite an interesting phenomenon, and people suggest, even the China CDC suggests it's this rumor that they would cure the disease. It's only, in a way, helping to fight against the disease. Well, there's a lot of nuances in the language. And then there's also a German-made medicine, which I would not even remember the name, that been circulating in the social media platforms, suggesting it is very useful. And so Professor, to you, should we grasp these opportunities, or these are, unproved scientifically possibilities? At this point, when we do not have solutions, how should we face these possibilities?
So I think that we do need to grasp opportunities. We just have to do it in a way that is scientifically and ethically sound.
Oh my God, this is very right.
Identify people who are at risk or who have disease, and we have to discuss with the appropriate experts how a test can be done of the efficacy of these drugs. If we already had some particular sort of drug that we knew worked to some extent, that would be your baseline, but we don't have anything like that. So what we really need to do is to say, we're going to test this drug versus purely supportive care. And then we have to compare the morbidity and mortality associated with those two groups of people. And it has to be designed in such a way that it's going to be statistically powerful enough so that we can get information. This is difficult. Now, everybody wants to test their own drugs. And there will be people who are motivated for the right reasons, and there are people who are going to be motivated for the wrong reasons. So a few years ago, as you probably remember, the movie Contagion that I helped put together with Scott Burns, the screenwriter, and Soderbergh. And when we designed that, we had this figure who was played by Jude Law, right? Who claimed that he had discovered this miracle drug, this forsythia, which was the same thing, I think, as what you're talking about. And
straks krijgen we op de NPO op dit soort dingen. Dan ga ik even slap
during
lachen.
SARS, people were interested in certain types of vinegar, which clearly didn't have any impact. So just because somebody is motivated, and even if they're motivated for the right reasons, that doesn't mean they're in a position to direct a clinical trial. There are people who have this expertise here in China and elsewhere who know how to design these trials in a way that will give us real answers, and that's what we need.